Okay, pre-calculus for tomorrow, for the quiz, the very first question I'm going to ask you, what you're going to be able to do in your table groups is to fill in this blank unit circle all the way around. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around with you and show you how to do that, okay? The first thing that you're going to want to do is put in all the degrees for the entire circle. So let's start over here, okay? We'll go 0 degrees, we'll go 30 degrees, we'll go 45 degrees, we'll go 60 degrees, we'll go 90 degrees, okay? Then, once you have everything in quadrant 1, okay, you can work your way around the entire circle here. Okay, so once you get out of quadrant 1, you got to add multiples of 30, 45, and 60 into each of the other quadrants. So I have 90 degrees, then I'm going to add 30 degrees of that, get 120. 90 plus 45 will give me 135. 90 plus 60 gives you 150. And then, of course, we have 180. Easy enough. That's quadrant 2. Okay. This one's going to be 270 down here, because we know that one. And this one's going to be 360 once we get all the way back around. So if I do 180 and 30, I get 210. 180 and 45, I'd get 225. 180 and 60, I'd get 240. And then my 270. 270 and 30 would give me the 300. Okay, 270 and 45 would give me 315. And then finally 270 and 60 would give me 330. And then up to down there to 360 degrees. All right, so first of all, you go around, you get all your degrees in place, no problem. Then you want to go around and get all your radians in place, all right? So we're going to have 0 radians here. 30 degrees, of course, is pi over 6. 45 degrees is pi over 4. 60 degrees is pi over 3. 90 degrees is pi over 2. 180 degrees is pi. 270 degrees is 3 pi over 2. And then all the way back around, of course, is 2 pi. So now we have to start figuring out how to get the radians in each of the other quadrants. So let me show you a little trick here. So let's start with pi over 6. If I draw pi over 6, and I draw a straight line over here, okay? Pi over 6 plus pi, the way to add that is to do this. The number in front of the pi is a 1. If I add 1 and 6, I get 7. So that means that over here, this has to be 7 pi over 6, which is exactly what it is. That trick works over here for this one too. If I have pi over 4 and I go 180 degrees this way, okay? Pi over 4 plus pi, the number in front of the pi right here is a 1. 1 and 4 is 5, so this has to be 5 pi over 4. Okay, over here, pi over 3. Check it out, if I go 180 degrees down here, this would be 1 in front of the pi, and 3 is 4 pi over 3. Good, so now you have everything in quadrant 3 figured out as well. So now, if I go into quadrant 2, if I count by pi over 6s, this is 1 pi over 6, this is 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6. This has to be 5 pi over 6. So that is 5 pi over 6. If I count by pi over 3, I got 1 pi over 3. This has to be 2 pi over 3. All right, and then finally, if I count by pi over 4, is 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4. This has to be a 3 pi over 4. Now I can do that same trick to get me into the fourth quadrant. I can just add 2 pi and 3. So add the 2 and the 3, give me 5. So this has to be 5 pi over 3. So this one down here has to be 5 pi over 3. If I add the 3 and the 4 together for 3 pi over 4, I get 7. So that has to be 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4. If I go 5 pi over 6 in quadrant 2, add 5 and 6 together, you get 11. So this has to be 11 pi over 6. All right, there you go. So now I have all of my radians in place. Next thing to do is to get the exact values. You got to know that this point is 1 comma 0, straight up is 0 comma 1, to the left is negative 1 comma 0, and straight down is 0 comma negative 1. Those are the easy ones to get. Now for pi over 6, this whole first quadrant, you can use the left hand trick. So we'll do rad 3 over 2 and then 1/2. We know that, that's rad 2 over 2, rad 2 over 2, 1/2, rad 3 over 2. So you can use the left-hand trick to get yourself into quadrant 1. Remember, the x and the y, x stands for cosine, Y stands for sine. So what we're going to do is we're going to transpose each of these into whatever quadrant that we're talking about. So if we're over here in quadrant 2, here's quadrant 2, this point right here represents 1/2 comma root 3 over 2. So if I'm in quadrant 2, I'm going to have 1/2 and a root 3 over 2. The 45-degree angle will give me a root 2 over 2 and a root 2 over 2. The 30-degree angle will give me a root 3 over 2 and a 1/2. But because I'm in quadrant 2, all of my x values have to be negative. So that'll be a negative, that'll be negative, that'll be negative. All right? Once I have that information, let's move over here into quadrant 3. Here's quadrant 3. So at the 30-degree angle down below, I know I'm going to have a rad 3 over 2 and a 1/2. The 45-degree angle, I know I'll have a rad 2 over 2 and a rad 2 over 2. The 60-degree angle, I know I'll have a 1/2 and a rad 3 over 2. But in quadrant 3, both of them are negative, so I'll make each one negative. Okay? If I'm over in quadrant 4, my 30-degree angle in quadrant 4, this will give me my 1/2 and my root 3 over 2. This will give me my rad 2 over 2, rad 2 over 2, and this will give me root 3 over 2, comma 1/2. But in quadrant number 4, which is this one down here, I know that all the signs have to be negative. So the second values, the y values, all those need to be negative. And that's the entire unit circle, which we filled out in about 6 minutes. That will be the first question that you'll do tomorrow in your table groups. And once you have it, you have it. All right, good luck, you guys.